Good morning and welcome to a wet and rainy day in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. I woke up this morning and had a look out the window to find this amazingly beautiful moth. It's a really big moth and it's just sitting there, so I'm hoping to do a bit of nature journaling about this moth and have a closer look at this beautiful species. Hi, I'm Lauren, welcome to this video, and today we are going to dive into some nature journaling and very much inspired by this beautiful moth that is just outside this window. So let's go have a closer look. It is a very misty morning here and the weather and air feels nice and fresh after a couple of really hot days. There is lots of moisture everywhere and it's currently drizzling a little bit as well. And here is this beautiful moth who looks like it has been through quite a bit of a journey here. It very much looks like it's been attacked by a bird of some kind, but luckily these moths do have the eye over there, which does help protect them. That's one of the main purposes of the thing that looks like an eye on the back of their wing. This moth has a beautiful furry texture to its body and to its wings. It could be very camouflaged on branches, and even where it is sitting right now, it's quite camouflaged on this wood. So hopefully the rest of the birds in the garden will leave it alone. We do have very active friscal shrikes in this garden, so hopefully they don't spot him or her. I'm not too sure if this is male or female, but very beautiful moth. This moth also has very headpieces, and like we saw earlier, very big eyes, and I will show you kind of the size. So this moth is quite large. It is roughly the size of about my hand almost. It's actually really big. Very beautiful, and hopefully I can find a bit more out about what kind of moth it is. And yeah, let's do some nature journaling about this beautiful moth. Classic interruption in South Africa is hardy-dar birds. They are very loud and always around, and when I lived overseas I really actually missed hardy-dars. But yeah, so those are some hardy-dars flying over. So now I'm going to leave the moth in peace because he definitely looks like he could use some resting, and I'm going to go inside and do some nature journaling. And if I need to, I'll come take another closer look at a later stage. These are a couple of other nature journaling pages that I've done. This was all about cosmos, the wildflowers that we quite often see here in South Africa. I also did some nature journaling about ground hornbills and the dikop, which is a bird that we get here. This bird is also known as the spotted thickney, but here in South Africa quite often known as the dikop. So in this one I did with some watercolors and kind of more focused on the eggs and that process. I've also done some nature journaling about the shrub hare, which is also found here in South Africa. And yeah, so today I'm going to do a little bit of nature journaling about this beautiful moth. If you're looking for a way to learn some more about nature journaling and kind of get some nice prompts for nature journaling as well, I definitely would check out the Wild Wonder Foundation. They are who I got these books from, and I've just found them to be so helpful. They give lots of ideas, and there is a prompt every day for every month. Usually each month is hosted by somebody different. And the prompt for today, the 14th of October, is texture with colored pencil. So I'm going to use that technique for today's nature journaling of this beautiful moth. This is the friskel shrike that the moth would have to watch out for, because these birds go after a lot of insects and they are very fast. You can see in his beak he has even a curve, and yeah, he's around the garden today, so hopefully the moth will be okay. Okay, just checked and he is still there on the same spot, so he's holding on and yeah, I guess just having a rest during the daytime, and maybe in the nighttime he will fly off. I've gotten out a couple of pencils and I've stuck down these cardboard pages onto the space where I'm going to be doing my nature journal, and yeah, I'm going to try and build up some texture of the moth and the furriness of the moth using these pencils today. So I'm going to start by sketching out the moth onto, I really want to do like just a nice big image of this moth, and then also later on want to try to going to draw this gap that he has. Pencils are breaking. But yeah, he has quite frayed wings. That's kind of like the shape that I see. And he has this dark patch over here. Another one lower down. I'm just starting by kind of marking in all of the dark areas that I see on the moth, and just trying to make it look textured with this sort of back and forth motion of the pencil. I think that will help make it look kind of furry. So yeah, I'm gonna keep making these marks and kind of just like build up the details as I'm going with this. So he's actually still there. It's a couple of hours later since I started kind of filming this video, but the moth is still there. He's still doing fine. The friskel shrike hasn't got him, so thank goodness. Hopefully he'll just be able to rest there for the day, which will be awesome. But yeah, every time he has such a cute little face. Every time I look out the window, he's like those big eyes. So sweet. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I need to try to figure out exactly what type of moth he is. So for that, I do have some nature books that I'm going to look in and try to identify exactly what moth. I think that I have seen one moth that was very similar to this. Quite a long time ago, it actually flew into the house, and it was also a really, really big moth. So I think this might be the same type of moth. So I want to try to see if I can find what that one was, or if I have some pictures of it from the past. And yeah, I'll see if I can identify this moth. I'm now just getting some base color down. So I've chosen this light brown, and then I can try to build colors on top of it as I go. This will just sort of have like little bits of this brown coming through the image. So the eye has this very like distinctive pink around it, and yeah, and it's got a kind of yellow on this middle part. Definitely want to have that. And then after the pink, it's kind of a bit more of a white. Oh, pencil, don't break. Okay. This is what I really don't like about pencils. They're just constantly doing this. But yeah, let me sharpen those and get back to this. So despite the broken pencils, it's somehow coming along. So I'm doing his very furry, what do you call these? I have to look up the word. But yeah, and then I've got his eyes as well, those big beautiful eyes. And yeah, just trying to really make some texture on this without pressing too hard and breaking too many pencils as I go. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. So he or she is still there and just resting nicely. But I just wanted to check kind of how my picture looked with him, and yeah, hopefully he likes it. Shame, I feel really sorry for him with this wing. It's pretty bad, but his other wings are still quite intact, and he's got part of his wings are folded underneath, so he should still be able to fly. So hopefully he can. Yeah. I just found one of my all-time favorite insects. This is the pill millipede, and he was stuck between some bricks, so I've picked him up to put him down somewhere over here, which I think he'll enjoy a lot more, or even actually by the compost heap, because these guys really enjoy composting and decomposing. So I'll take him down there, and hopefully that'll be a better environment for him. I have done a nature journal page about the pill millipede, so I'll show you that in a few minutes. But yeah, these are really fantastic insects, and I just love that they look like spirals when they curl up. It's so cool. There's also this crazy spider web in the garden right now, and it's been here for several days. Not really sure what spider it is, but pretty sure he's or she's down that hole. But you can see all the beautiful water droplets on the web, and keep trying not to step on this as I walk past, because on the sunny days without the water it's actually quite hard to see this, but at least we know it's there and try to avoid it. This is the nature journal page I made about the pill millipede, and that's kind of what they look like when they are open, and the one that I saw today was already in this position because yeah, he got stuck between some bricks, so just picked him up and put him in the composting heap, which I think he'll enjoy more. So that's the pill millipede, and yeah, let's get back to this beautiful moth. Now for my background, I have reactivated this gouache paint that had dried out from a different project, and I'm using that to paint into my background. So I think I'll use this light green, and then maybe also some of this darker green as well, if I can get that to reactivate. Hopefully let's bring in a bit of a darker green. There we have the background. I decided to also paint the background, and then I'll use a bold marker or something to do my text. Okay, so after doing quite a bit of research, I think that this is the Speckled Emperor Moth. It has the eye that's on its wing is actually on its bottom wing. So on this wing you don't see the eye because the wing is folded down with how the moth is sitting right now. But this part of the wing has been obviously eaten at by something, unfortunately, so it's showing part of his bottom wing where the eyes are, and the eye, when his wings are open and when he's flying, you should be able to see the eyes on the bottom two wings, and the eyes are very, very big actually and very distinctive. So that's why with this moth the pink looks like it goes like quite far, and so yeah, so I think that this is the Speckled Emperor Moth that I've seen today. Yeah, so it's really interesting. These guys actually only live for a few days, so it's quite sad that he has had, you know, these damages to his wings, but yeah, he's definitely still resting. It's now even hours later and he's still on the window there, so yeah, hopefully he's okay, and yeah, I'm happy to have seen him, and I hope that this identification is the right one. So I'm going to be writing the heading now. I will maybe use my magazine letters again because I like that style, and then I'm going to put some information as well about this moth. So these are the magazine letters that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to search through and find there's a nice S for the speckled part. So I'll put the S there, and then I'll look for the rest of the letters. I found all the letters and arranged it so far like that, and now I'm going to glue them down. I'm now just darkening up a few spots, just trying to add more of this darker brown because that's definitely very visible in this moth. I'm pressing way too hard with these pencils. Oh, okay. Pencils are not really my friend. But yeah, just adding a bit more of this darker color. And sort of like, yeah, trying to really show that texture of the wings. Like, this moth is very, very fluffy. If you look at him up close, he really is super fluffy. So yeah, I definitely want to show that. Okay, so I've got this black paint marker that I'm going to use to do some details on this page, just all about this moth. So the first thing I want to note down is the date that I saw him. So the date seen is today, which is the let me just check, it is the 15th of October 2025. The place seen is KZN, South Africa. So I also want to write that he or she, I don't know, yeah, still about that, was missing parts of the wing, and they had, yeah, he has very bushy antenna, and I want to write that it had very like dark brown wings. It was sitting very still with the wings folded. I also want to write that it was very large in size, like roughly the size of my hand. Their scientific name is, I also want to put that. So I think that's all the detailing that I'm going to put, just word-wise, just observations that I've made today about this moth, and just things that I could find about it. I hope that this is the correct identification. Sometimes that is quite hard to know, but if anyone sees this video and is able to identify, please let me know if you think this is the Speckled Emperor Moth. That is the closest moth that I can find to it. And now I'm just going to add a couple of little detailing just to finish off this nature journal page. I'm going to go really bold with some acrylic paint now and just add in some leaves. While I was just finishing that painting, I was hearing all these noises, and it's the monkeys that are around. So they often like come on our roof and like onto our balcony and things like that. So I looked now just out the window, and the moth isn't there anymore, so I don't know quite where he is, but as you can see, the monkeys are around. But yeah, the moth isn't there anymore, so I don't know what happened, if he got spooked and flew away, or yeah, I really don't know. but the monkeys are around. So yeah, just to show you the baby, it's so cute. But yeah, we actually have a huge troops, actually many troops of these monkeys in our area, and they just keep having babies. But I mean, when you look at the babies, it's like, oh my gosh, they are so sweet. But they really are, quite a lot of them. And yeah, so anyway, the monkeys are around and eating whatever they can find in the garden. I'm gonna check quickly if I can find the moth outside, but yeah, it probably did fly away. Hopefully that means it can fly, and that's a good sign. So yeah, let's go see. So this is where the moth was, and I can't find it anywhere nearby, but there is another cute little moth that we can have a look at as well. It's just here on the lavender bush. This is the other moth. It's really cool as well, just sitting here on the lavender bush. I just looked up and there's another kind of moth up there on the wall, which also looks pretty interesting. But yeah, hopefully the other moth is okay. Probably just got a fright and flew off, which is good news. Also just found this little one by this other lavender bush. Not really too sure what's going on with this moth. So it has been quite an adventurous day with moths. I think there actually might be one more that I can show you. There is also this moth that came in the night, and yeah, so he's been on this wall actually since the night time. It's a beautiful white moth with like yellow and black stripes on its legs. It's pretty cool. And that is the final nature journal page on this really fascinating moth. I really hope this was the Speckled Emperor Moth, because that is quite an awesome sighting. And yeah, it was really amazing to do this drawing today and find out a bit more information about this beautiful moth. You can actually hear the lories in the background right now, which is pretty cool too. But yeah, thanks for joining me for this video today, and I'll see you again soon for another video.